How you guys doing? This is Mike from 603 MTech Autowerks. Today, we're going to be talking about your common issues that we see on your intake manifolds on your M272 and M273. Now, everybody knows the famous tumble flaps that get stuck. It doesn't set a check engine light, but it definitely causes a drivability issue. Basically, lack of power, like there's no power there when you put your foot on the floor. And like I said, this relates to your M272, which is your V6, and your M273, which is your V8. So basically what happens is these flaps, this flap right here, this mechanism right here breaks. Basically it causes the flaps not to open and close. Like I said, doesn't set a check engine light, but sets a code so you can scan that vehicle if you're having any lack of power or anything like that. So basically, I'm here to tell you that there is a repair kit for this piece that breaks, but I'm gonna tell you why we don't do that, why I don't recommend doing that. All right, so this vehicle that we're working on is a 2010 C300, and you can see that these flaps aren't broken, they're moving. The mechanism is still there that connects both these flaps together. Your diaphragms that are still there. And this vehicle actually had a check engine light coming in for a lean code. And what happens with these is these flaps, they start to get worn, and basically air starts to leak in and it causes, lean codes and will cause a check engine light. So that's what a lot of people don't know is, they go and repair this and then they put it all back together, and maybe a month or two down the road, you got more intake codes and you're taking it all back apart again. And like I said, these flaps inside, they'll get loose. These will get brittle and sometimes break. I personally had one break, and what'll happen is they'll fall in the engine and get stuck on the valve and cause misfires. So that is another big reason why you want to replace this intake manifold, especially if you have any codes. Like I said, on this specific vehicle, it was sucking in air somewhere around here. We'd spray brake clean and it would stumble very badly. But you can see this has a lot of play right here. And like I said, air will sneak by that and suck right in. And something else common that we've seen is these plastic bushings inside. Typically on your higher mileage vehicles, that these will actually come apart and they'll get sucked into the engine. But like I said, there's so many different scenarios with this intake manifold that could go wrong. You can see it's also sealed. So these will sometimes have hairline cracks and leaks and will cause a check engine light. So that's why we personally would recommend replacing the whole intake manifold. So that being said, if you're gonna replace your intake manifold, highly suggest replacing it with a new one. So here we recommend either the OE equivalent, which you can find on FCP, or a Mercedes-Benz intake manifold. This happens to be a Mercedes-Benz intake manifold, and you can also see the gaskets are from Mercedes, and we also recommend replacing the injector O-rings because you have to take the whole rail out to replace this intake manifold. You can see the FCP kit will include all vacuum lines too, which is a good idea as well. So if you think that you're having issues with your intake manifold, here's a list of fault codes that could be related to it. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. If you guys don't know, if you go on our website, 603mtech.com, we actually have a blog post about the same issue. So you can go on our website and check it out. Thanks again.